Hey, August.
Braden.
What's up?
I got a dog in my lap. What's up with you?
I'm dogless, man.
You're dogless?
I'm struggling on the streets.
That's terrible. There's nothing worse than being on the streets with no dog.
I'm dogless.
You're dogless.
I'm down dog.
Down dog.
I'm down horrendous.
Down bad with no doggy.
Welcome back.
Welcome back
to another
late night recording of
Yeah.
Knuckle Deep
We are here
with special guest Harry. The
with
dog.
my dog, Harry. But, I mean, we are not doing video because I hate it.
Braden refuses to edit.
I just don't want to. I don't even want to deal with it anymore. It makes me anxious. So, we're gonna do. This is sadly gonna be our last in-person
Episode.
podcast.
Yeah, where we're looking at each other because we're going back to school soon, which sucks, and I hate it. And school's a scam. Don't go to college.
Oh, dude, it costs so much money. You could just sit at home and live with your parents forever.
They love you, probably.
Yeah.
If you don't
And
have
if they
parents,
don't, then
that sucks. I'm sorry.
you probably need to go to college. And we're also sorry.
Yeah. Whatever your situation is, that's the best one, and I hope you're doing good.
Moral of the story: do what's best for you, and don't listen to anyone else.
Moral of the story is welcome back to Knuckle Deep with your favorite fat losers, Braden and August.
Honestly, I'm kind of sad
Yeah,
And
it's
I-
pretty sad.
when I think about. Okay, so we did record. The reason why there's such a large gap between this episode and the last one is because the last one was corrupted by my wonderful MacBook. Screw you, Steve Jobs. So that could have been a wonderful video for you to watch and podcast to listen to, but it's gone forever now. Gone off the face of the earth.
Like the wind, gone like the wind. The episode has been gone like the wind.
Please disregard my co-host. Real quick before we actually get into the good, the funny. We did just record a podcast with my brother over at The Real Zodiac. The REEL.
Real, like movie real.
Real like movie real. Zodiac like Zodiac Killer.
Or sign.
Yeah, or sign. And the cool thing about my brother's podcast is he reviews movies and he bases the genre of the movie based on the Zodiac calendar, or what's it called?
Yeah, I think it's a Zodiac calendar.
Whatever it's called.
I don't pretend to know anything about that.
I don't care about it, and
Well,
that's my hot take.
Okay.
But it's cool that he does, so like every month or whatever the different time periods are, he does a different genre. So he's doing sports now. We just talked about an amazing movie, The Way Back, with Ben Affleck. It's a basketball movie, kind of. And it's super good. Go check it out. Go watch this movie, and then go listen to our podcast with my brother. I had a
go
great
listen
time.
to his podcast
Yeah.
and then ours after
Yeah.
that, which
Right.
has nothing to do with the movie The Way Back, but
Yeah. Check it out if you like movies, and if you watch movies, then that's probably a place for you to listen to people talk about movies.
check it out if you have eyes and ears and you like to watch movies with those selective body parts.
Hey, listener, do you have thumbs? Then please use
Are
them
you a
to
dog?
access.
Are you a hound without opposable thumbs,
Do you
or
have
perhaps a
thumbs?
feline?
Then please go over and access The Real Zodiac. It's on everywhere.
All
Just
of our
like-
listeners without thumbs just get really sad.
I know. I'm sorry.
If you don't have thumbs, use your big toes, and if you're
If you don't have thumbs, go to college.
get your thumbs from college.
I think that's thumbs 100. You can learn how to.
Top right, Professor Phalange.
An assistant professor to be.
No,
No.
phalange like
Cheese.
fingers. Cheese?
Phalanges.
Oh, I thought you said therapy. Like philanthropy.
Yeah, I did.
Well, you're really stupid, and you've lost your brain privileges.
All right.
Welcome back to Knuckle Deep. I'm by myself today. Brain has lost speaking privileges for the rest of the podcast.
Hey guys, my name's Paul, and I'm the guy replacing Braden.
It's actually just Braden. Okay, yeah, good talk.
hate
Braden
you.
has left me with some topics to come up with today because he's lazy and boring. He doesn't do anything. So I
Listen,
do have a
I
story.
just want you to have the ski poles, and I want to be the skis.
That's a really terrible analogy, but okay. The first story I have today is happens at a TJ Maxx.
Doubt it.
Okay, well it does.
I think it was CJ's.
That's such a terrible joke.
I know.
So my family and I love TJ Maxx. If you don't know what TJ Maxx is, it's like a designer thrift store kind of. Like
Yeah.
they sell real designer clothes, but like for
All
a fraction
new,
of the price.
all off the shelf.
Yeah, for a fraction of the price. I think I said plice. Excuse my brain doesn't work. Anyway, my mom and I were going to a TJ Maxx, and so we park. It's at this pretty big shopping center-ish type deal. It's a strip mall. It's got like a Target and a Home Goods, which is a branch of TJ Maxx. And we get out of the car and we're walking, and this lady just starts wailing on her horn, like laying on it.
At you?
No, in the
Okay.
parking lot.
So okay, so where are you at in the parking lot? You're walking into TJ
walking
Maxx,
into
so
TJ
okay.
Maxx, and like a row over, this Dodge Charger starts laying on their horn. We look over, and there's some other lady, reversing down the parking lot lane, like going backwards. No one could guess why, but so this lady is obviously laying on the horn because she's trying to back out of her parking spot, but some fool is trying to go down the parking lane in reverse.
So okay, so she's trying to reverse in the only circumstance where you reverse in a parking lot is when you're leaving a spot
When you're
or
leaving,
going into a spot.
yeah, or if you're backing into your spot.
Right. So she is reversing at the only correct time to reverse, and a complete nitwit.
Is reversing at the only time you shouldn't.
So
Which is like, you know how there's the cars that are parked this way, and then the lane that you drive
Yeah.
on to get
then
to a
they're just
parking spot,
back
and she's
in
just
the
like
whole thing.
going backwards.
That's like driving sideways on the interstate,
Yeah,
just drifting the entire time. That's completely hazardous and
yeah,
stupid. This person probably likes snakes.
probably a snakester. I forget about that word every time we're not recording a podcast. I'm not gonna lie. I'd never think about snakester until I'm here. Anyway, so ladies laying on the horn, but then, and this is where it gets good.
I'm sure.
The lady that's backing out of the parking spot pulls back in the parking spot, gets out of her car,
No.
and walks up to the car of the person who's backing down the parking lane. And then this idiot, who's already messed up by backing down the parking lane, puts her window down. And the lady in the car obviously starts, hurling some less than tasteful language. They're both white women, so, it's not like there's any racial slurs thrown, but
Right.
lots of B words and F words and stuff. And so
All those fun words.
all those fun words. So they're talking, and this lady, and then the lady who was backing out of the parking spot is obviously rightfully very angry.
I
and
would be.
screaming at this other woman. And then the only rebuttal that the woman who was backing down the parking lane has was, there's no arrows. I was like, that's it? That's all you got. There's no arrows. There's no arrows is your response to why you're going the wrong direction in your car down a parking lot.
I didn't know where to go, man.
Like, how do you even paint an arrow on a road that says you can go in reverse? Like,
it's a arrow closing in on itself.
yeah.
Maybe.
Or it's like
just
a
an
really
infinity
big
sign.
it's like a really big arrow and then a bunch of little arrows pointing the other direction.
Yeah, like here's where you're
Like,
supposed to go,
surrounding
but
the
hey,
big-
you also can reverse
Yeah.
in the opposite
And
way.
then, as if that situation wasn't worse, my mom and I are like, that was insane. That was awesome. Let's go in TJ Maxx and buy a bunch of cool shit now.
Yeah.
And so we
Obviously.
go into TJ Maxx. Both of these women come in TJ Maxx, and then they have to pretend like they don't know each other. And the whole time my mom and I were trying to avoid the lady who got out of her car and screamed. We're like, you can just have a good shopping experience.
Yeah, we don't need to get your 10-foot radius.
Right. And then I saw the other lady, and I was like, they're just both in here now, and they can't even, like, acknowledge what just happened in the parking lot.
I will say that while it is completely unnecessary to act on road rage with actual in-person contact with the person you have raged over, I do love when people do it. And
It's so entertaining to
like
watch.
it is always a bad decision, like every single time. Like if you hit a guy, okay, then you get out and you talk insurance.
Right,
But
you
if a
have to
guy cuts you and then you cuts in front of you on the interstate and you follow him for 60 miles at the next rest stop, then he finally gets out, and then you've been thinking about it for an hour, so then you finally get out and you're like, and you don't even
Right.
know what to say. Well, that's because you're stupid. That's because
Yeah.
Brian, you have pulled over and you have decided to have conflict with a 15-year-old who is on
Who has their permit
Yeah.
and doesn't know what they're doing.
but it's always entertaining because
always
both of them, the one person has sent the road rage and the other person has received it, and I've never been happy in either of those seats.
Right. Yeah,
So-
I've had road rage a couple of times because I think I'm a pretty good driver. Like I consider myself a great driver, but then again, so does like everyone.
Right.
I have a speed problem, and it's not going too fast.
Too slow.
It's going too slow. Like when I'm driving, I'm not thinking about the speed limit. So I'll look down and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm going 50 and the speed limit is 55." And so when people like pass me or like flip me off, I'm like, "My bad. That's on me. I'm sorry. I should have been going faster."
Yeah. I don't have that problem.
Yo, and I bet you don't.
I mean, I drive. My rule is I will drive only over the speed limit. And
Five
only
over is pretty
10.
good.
I do 10.
Okay. Pushing it,
Because
but
I mean, I never go over 10.
Fifth
'cause-
Amendment. No way
Yeah.
to self-incriminate
Hey,
yourself here.
if cops, you see my car that you don't know what it looks like, it's not me. I'm going not fast.
I'm going not
I plead
fast.
the fifth. But I don't. I just don't. I don't get. There are times where I'm like, I'm not going anywhere, or like if I'm going home, I'm not in a rush.
Right.
But every time I'm going somewhere, I'm like, I want to get there as efficiently as possible, and so that usually induces some road rage at times.
Right. Yeah. I also get pretty angry.
Yeah.
but
Because
I also used to have anger issues, so
people are just so bad at driving.
especially lately, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
been pretty bad.
and then all the old people are getting out. Like, it
oh
was
yeah,
bad.
all the old people finally can leave
Yeah,
their
they're
house.
like, oh, I don't have to have my, great, good for them. But get a bus, get an Uber, call your grandson. 'Cause
have a family.
You haven't driven. The only place you've driven was the pharmacy for the past year. So
Right.
maybe you should think about not renewing your license. Because I drove behind. This is actually a funny story now that we're talking about driving. Okay, I'm going to work today. I have a literal 4.5 minute drive to work. And I am going out on this back road, and I'm about to go onto a highway, or a 2-lane highway, whatever.
Mhm.
And there's a person driving past me, and for some reason, I just saw a red flag. Like I was like, I should probably pay attention to this car because it was passing, so it's going in the lane that I'm going to, so I'm going to be behind this car, and I'm going to obviously follow them. And so I look at them before I actually get onto the road. I'm watching them pass me, and this person isn't looking at the road. This person is. It's an older lady with the longest gray hair. Like it looked like a lion's mane. And then she was wearing like the surround sound sunglasses.
Surround sound
yeah, the
sunglasses?
ones that wrap for some reason all the way around the side of your head.
Like the big ones, the ones
Yeah.
that are like over glasses.
Yeah, and it's like
sunglasses?
2 squares, like,
Yeah.
and it just looks like you ripped off 2 tinted windows off an SUV and shoved them on your face.
Yeah.
So she's wearing one of those, but she's looking straight down, just straight down at her lap. So I thought she was dead. Because, I don't know, it'd be pretty hard to look forward when you're looking straight down, when your neck is in a right angle. That usually
Right.
means you're not looking straight.
Yeah.
It means you're looking up.
There she's like
Or I
she's
know,
really
this
angry. Like she's
straight-
trying to look at her forehead.
like maybe she's looking out of her sunglasses, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I was like, this isn't good. Because I didn't want to get behind this person. And so I get behind them, and they're driving fine. And then there's a person in front of them that's taking a left. There's no turn lane, so they have to slow down in the driving lane. So this person turns on their blinker, and I look at it, And I start slowing down because I see the blinker, and I'm kind of worried because the car between me and this person, the old lady lion mane woman, with the surround sound sunglasses, she just doesn't notice the blinker and then is all of a sudden surprised that he's turning. He had the blinker on and, perfect amount of time. Phenomenal driving. And she just completely, like, I'm surprised the back end of her car did not fly up in the air and that she didn't do 25 triple dip rolls off into the ditch.
Yeah.
And so I'm in shock. Like, this person almost rear-ended this person. And you think, okay, that was a mistake. Now they're going to drive forward. We are on a 55 speed limit highway. And this lady goes from a dead stop on the highway because she just completely stopped when this guy turned. So she's just stopped in the highway.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I have to stop.
Right.
And then she accelerates slower than a tortoise ages. And about half a mile down the road, we are finally going 20 miles an hour. That's how slow. Like, I'm talking, I can't even express how slow. I've never accelerated so slow in a car. Unless I'm, like, going into a car wash. That's the pace. When you're like, when the car wash guy goes, inch it up a few more inches. That pace where you just release the brake.
Barely let your foot off the brake.
You just let the car move on its own. She was moving that fast.
God.
Uphill. So I went into work seeing red, but it was fine. I had a good shift.
That's good.
But I hate drivers. I just hate when people don't drive good. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Turn on your blinker.
Before you hit your brakes, by the way.
Yeah, that's how that works. You don't hit the brakes. Like, it's not, hey,
and then,
I'm stopping and turning. It's, hey, I'm turning, so I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Down.
And I'll tell you guys how else to drive. And I know you guys are probably all good drivers because you have good taste in podcasts.
You're not snakes.
Yeah, you probably don't like the snakes. But here's how you drive on an interstate. Unless you are going very fast, which is faster than all of the other cars. So if you're going faster than all the other cars, you get in the left lane to pass people. And then you get in the right lane after you're done. So once you pass a person, you do not belong in the left lane. If the lane next to you, to the right of you, is empty, get in it.
Right.
Because you don't need to be in the left lane.
Right.
Because there's people trying to pass you. Because you are never the fastest dude. There's always some idiot that wants to drive 30 miles above the speed limit. That's why you have to drive smart. Because people are dumb, and they will kill you on the interstate if you're in the wrong lane.
Yep.
So drive smart, dude.
You
Come
also
on.
not to get philosophical, but you never know what someone's going through. So, like, if they're doing super bad at driving, like, maybe they're just having a bad day, man.
Yeah, maybe they need to get rear-ended to remind them, hey, you're on the road.
No one cares about your feelings.
I don't care about your feelings when you have my life in your hands because you're driving a box, a wooden ton box. Now, yeah, we've all driven badly from time to time. There, sometimes you do something while you're driving, you're like, oh my God, I was lucky to live, because that happens. People make mistakes.
Some people make way more mistakes than other people.
But all I'm asking,
and those people like snakes.
All I'm asking from you listeners is to do better on the roads, because there are some people that will literally kill you for
if someone
turning
gets
in their
in a
lane.
car crash while listening to this part of this episode of this podcast?
Well, then you're probably a bad driver.
Or someone else is a bad driver.
Yeah, and
if you got in an accident just now, it's probably not your fault, and that other guy sucks. Or
that's
girl.
Because you're listening to this and they're not.
Right.
Therefore, you do not get sued.
The cops will see that you're listening to Knuckle Deep and be like, "You were not in the wrong, even though you just hit this entire family."
Please drive smart. That was a long tangent. I apologize on my half, but I feel like it was needed. Because I feel like people don't talk about this enough.
I mean, needed is
it was needed, all right?
It needed is a weird way to think about it, but it was good. It was informative, I would say.
You got to drive good.
Yeah. Well, that actually covers two things, because one of my topics was just terrible drivers, and then the TJ Maxx parking lot incident of 2021. But another thing I wanted to talk about was like how some people just don't like have any regard for their employment. I have a story.
So like they don't respect their employers?
Like
Or
they just
they just
they're
don't
like,
care. They don't put any value on their job.
Yeah, that
Okay.
one.
Gotcha.
So my sister, we were at the mall the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and my sister went in Auntie Anne's,
Yum.
the pretzel store,
Yeah.
and they're awesome.
I'm yeah.
Probably won't go to too many after this, or at least not the one at that mall.
Oh.
Well, I won't. I don't. You obviously you might. Whatever.
Yeah.
So my sister goes
Totally.
in there, and she could tell the story better than I could because I wasn't there, obviously, 'cause she was the one in the store.
That
She's like,
adds up.
I want this thing that you guys make, and
Please
maybe
and
this,
thank you.
maybe this is a drink. And then the lady that's checking her out was like ringing her up, and then like something happens, and then she like the lady like calls her manager over, and then the girl goes, she didn't give me any cash, and my sister's like, do you see this piece of plastic in my hand? I did not tell you that I was paying in cash.
So
like the lady, it was
so she ordered
she ordered, and then she was checking out, and then the
she's like,
cashier just rang it up as cash for no reason, and then told her manager like she didn't give me any cash, and my sister's like, yes, because we didn't agree on this, and
Yeah.
there was no conversation. You just clicked cash while you looked at my plastic debit card in my hand and thought, yeah, that looks like that green paper that people carry around.
Yeah, that's it. Bingo. That's a handful of change.
Yeah, and then the manager was like, oh, well, you can just cancel the transaction and redo it with a card. And then the lady was like, you need to move. Like you go she like shooed my sister away so she could take someone else's order.
Did she finish her order?
Yeah,
Okay.
she finished and paid for it, but then after, the lady was like, move, like get out of the way.
What?
And my sister's like, am I at a business right now? Like, is this actually happening, or is this made up? Because there's no
Am
way.
I in-
Am I on Punked?
Yeah,
Like, what's his face?
Is this a daycare?
Yeah,
I'm
like,
sorry.
Am I in charge of your employees right now, Auntie? Like, what the heck?
Get your shit together, pretzel people.
Pretzel people. Oh my God, it's probably run by snakes.
Yep.
And then I had another thing. My dog Butters, who is a beautiful Chesapeake Bay Retriever and Bull Mastiff mix. Weird mix,
Chesapeake
but
Bay Retriever.
it's like a waterproof.
dog.
Yeah, they have like really thick fur or something. We recently found this place where you can take your dog to get a bath, but you can wash your dog
Oh, that's
just using
cool.
the facilities that this place
That's
has.
super cool.
Yeah, because my mom, and rightfully so, is a little skeptical about just giving our dog to someone because
Yeah,
a lot of the times,
that's definitely like,
people don't treat your dog as well as they would treat their
yeah.
dog.
And dogs react very differently to very
Right.
different people. So
Right. And that's also a thing with one of our dogs. He's not very nice to new people. Anyway, we take Butters to this place. He's the first one to go because he's generally the most well-behaved around new people or like out in public.
sure.
We give him a bath. It was great. I got a bunch of pictures. He was super lazy, so I had to like move him around in the tub because, I don't know, it was nice. I'm sure it felt nice to get a bath.
Yeah.
But so we're done, and we pay, and I get a T-shirt that says "Tell your dog I said hi." It's a really great shirt. I'll be
Okay.
wearing that one a lot at school.
Tell your dog I said hi.
But
Oh my god, I want that shirt so bad.
so we leave, and it's a couple days go by, and Butters gets a hot spot. Do you know what that is? It's kind of like a
Don't they lose fur there?
no.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sure they can, but it's kind of like a skin infection,
Okay.
and
Like a rash.
yeah, like a rash, and it gets kind of gross, and it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes you don't even have to give your dog a bath. Sometimes it just happens from being
Mhm.
outside. And immediately once we notice it, we call the vet, and then this lady's like, "Oh, sorry, we don't know. We don't have an opening till Wednesday." And my mom's like, "No, his neck will fall off by then. He's got a hot spot. It's an infection, and we need to do something about
Right.
this. You're also a vet, so if you can't do it, recommend a different vet for us to go to, so my dog can be not sick." And so we go there, or no, So whatever. But the people at this vet's office are always super nice, and most of them know my mom by name.
Well, they
Like-
probably started taking on snakes.
Snakes.
That's probably where this place went wrong.
But so my mom calls again, like the next day or a few hours later or something,
Sure.
and then it's a lady that knows her, and so the lady's like, "Send us a picture," and my mom does, and like 5 minutes after, then the lady's like, "Oh my gosh, of course, bring
That's
him in
yeah.
tomorrow, and we'll get the." And we did. They shaved the hair right there.
Yeah.
And I don't have any proof, or nor did I do research, but I would imagine it's a little bit more natural for a Chesapeake Bay Retriever to get a hot spot because they have like 2 layers of fur.
Mm-hmm.
So, every stuff gets trapped under there really easily. And I'm sure what happened was just water got trapped in there.
Or
And
water can move stuff around too.
right. And
nasty
he also
stuff.
had his collar on, so maybe like under
Yeah.
the collar. So that happened. And but I was just like, really? You're just going to push this aside because you can't find a place for us between now and... It was like Sunday when we called. And she was like, on Wednesday, hopefully your dog's head's still on his body, but...
I could talk about calling offices for a while because I had an ear infection. Like, I guess I could talk about this, but we can. I don't want to, rush this topic, but I just am so flabbergasted by how I saw a TikTok about this too the other day. How like some people when you call the receptionist just acts like her clicking 13 different buttons is more of a problem than us having to reschedule or come to the doctor.
Right.
Which usually means, hey, I need to drive there. I need to have something done, have something looked at because something's wrong. So I'm not in a great mood
Right.
because I'm calling the doctor's office
Right, no
because I
one's-
feel unwell.
No one's like, hey, doc, I
Yeah.
just wanted to let you
Yeah.
know that I feel great.
Yeah. And so when I go, hey, what's the next available time? We're pretty full. Okay. So I'm going to ask that again. When is the next available appointment
Right.
that I can get in? Let me take a look. Scroll down the calendar.
Yeah.
Scroll down the calendar.
Let me take
and
a look. Oh, wait, that's what you should have done.
Yeah.
That's what
what we're
when's the
doing.
next available time
Like,
means.
do they just answer the phone and then turn around and look behind them? They just
Yeah.
like, I don't need I'm freestyling. I don't need the
They-
technology
they're
today.
looking at their computer. The phone rings. They pick it up, spin around in their chair, and like, I'm not at my computer right now, so I can't.
I don't.
You know
I
what
need
that-
to come see the doctor.
You know
all
what
right.
that reminds me of? This I've actually had this happen before too. I wear a size 8 hat, which at like Lids or any other hat store is the biggest hat they sell
Or don't. So.
or don't sell. And sometimes I'll go in and be like, "What do you have in an 8?" And the guy's like, "Everything. We have everything in it." And I was like, "What about this one?" He's like, "Oh no, we don't." I'm like, "Oh great. How about we start over? What do you have in an 8?" And I can't lie, that has happened to me before, but Bert Kreischer has talked about that before. It's like, yeah, oh wait, so you just
Lied.
broad stroked and treated me like a child, and now that you realize you're in the wrong, how about we start over brand new and you tell me what hat you have in my size?
See, and then we're at work, and I feel the need to like overcompensate because people are like, "What sauces do you have?" And I name every sauce. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what? You just asked me for the sauce,
Right.
Don't you stop me while I'll take ranch. Ranch is only the third one. I got like 4 more.
Yeah, you don't even want to hear them.
Yeah, that makes me
Have
so
we-
upset.
Have we mentioned that we work in a deli?
Yeah,
Okay. We work in a deli. Obviously, that's kind of like
I think we've-
that's kind of like the whole topic of this podcast. If you come in to a grocery store, a real grocery store where they sell real groceries and they have real departments like a meat shop and a deli, if you walk up to a deli and say, "I'll have turkey," the deli counter operator has the right to rip your head off. Like,
I know.
"I'll have turkey." Yeah, dude, you came to the deli for turkey. We have that bagged up over in aisle 3.
Yeah.
You need to go away. What kind of turkey
I
do
know.
you like?
You can get like if you're just gonna.
Do you want spicy? Do you want sweet? Do you want unflavored meat turkey? Like, what do you mean you just want turkey?
Which I know this type of humor has absolutely no relation to people who don't, but you have to understand how unbelievably frustrating it is that every experience you have for 8 hours straight is people coming up to you and going, "Yeah, I need some meat," and then you're like, "Ugh, "Okay," and then every time you have to go, "Oh, I'll take some turkey." So every person says this, and you go, "Well, what kind of turkey would you like?"
Well, what kind do you have?
Yeah. Yeah. And so you start naming them off. You're like, I'm looking for this. Well, did you hear that? And I just named off every type. Did you hear that? Because we don't have that. I just named them off.
Right.
And then they ask, and you're like, yeah, we don't have that. And they're like, oh, well, let me stand here for 15 seconds and think about it. So you're standing there watching them think about the turkeys that you've listed off.
By the way, this whole time you are leaning over your deli counter to
So you hear
this
them.
old woman whispering through her
because
mask.
there's ovens and fryers all behind. So this is the peak frustration of every day is interacting with customers who are there all the time,
Right.
and still refuse to learn the name of the meat they get every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
You know what else I really like? They come up to the hot case and they're like, last time I came here, you guys messed up my chicken order, or my chicken was really terrible. I'm sitting there like, why'd you come back?
Yeah,
like,
we were working one day together, and some guy's like,
which of course translates to
which that is that's called the Midwestern racist, and that
the Midwestern honky tonk.
Yeah, and that translates to, last time I was here, sir, the chicken was a little dry, and so I was like, yeah, sometimes it sits in there a while, and then he's like, well, I hope it's better this time. And
you're like, we both do. See you later.
And then he leaves, and August immediately goes, when I go and eat somewhere and it's bad, I go, not there anymore.
Right.
Because it was bad.
Right. Maybe I'll give it one other chance.
Yeah, right. Let it redeem itself.
Right.
But that's like going to a restaurant and being like, I came in here 2 months ago and I had the potato soup, and it really made my stomach hot. Like, no one cares.
Literally no one.
What is your waiter gonna do about it? Is he gonna go back in the kitchen?
All
right, we're gonna have to
for you.
We're gonna have to go back through every day, and we're gonna go through all the cameras, and we're gonna figure out when this guy came in to get his soup. We're gonna figure out who cooked it, and then we're gonna tell them that he wasn't happy about it.
Yes.
What are people expecting?
Yeah, I don't know. And this is my last tangent I will go on about the daily.
Yeah, let's move on. But yeah,
your indecisiveness is not cute.
Oh yeah.
If you walk up and you're like,
know.
I don't know what I want. I'm like, oh great, I could be doing something.
Do
else
another
right
lap
now.
around the store and think about it.
Come back. Let me know. I'll be here for the next 8 hours. Just come back, and then when you decide like an adult what you want, you can tell me, and then I can slice it for you in 30 seconds. Because the amount of time it takes you to choose a meat, I could slice your order 6 times over.
Yeah.
You need to just.
My hands are scales. I could slice meat in my hand and go, that is a half a pound. Slap it on the scale. Be like, okay, I need to put another slice on, and then it's a half a pound. But whatever.
Like,
just respect and be nice and very clear to customer service people.
Right. It's just so
there's
ridiculous.
They are doing this all day. You're having your one interaction with them. So you're like, I could burden them. No, you can't, because they do this all day. Like when you go to the drive-thru and you try to have small talk with the person in the window, you are literally a terrorist. Like, these people are working minimum wage in a kitchen that is almost a sweatshop, and you are trying to brighten their day. Nothing will brighten their day unless you adopt them and tell them they don't have to work there anymore.
That's my customer service tactic is minimal interaction, because when I come up, I want them to be like, what can I get for you? I'll be like, this. They'd be like, okay. Nothing. I don't. Don't get me wrong. It has nothing to do with you, because I probably don't know you if I'm meeting you at a grocery store.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And this is when I'm shopping. Of course, sometimes I'll have nice conversations with the people I'm helping. But like when someone comes up, they're like, "I'll have this," and I'll be like, "You got it." And then I slice it up in 30 seconds, and then they're over like halfway down the aisle, and I'm like, "Oh wait, remember how you were just here and asked for this? I'm done."
Yeah. So I mean,
and then I have to be like, "What else do you want?"
Just don't. These people are when you're asking people to do a service for you, which it's become such. I mean, I guess common function is what I don't know. It's common. I'm trying to think of the phrase of the wording. It's a commonplace maybe.
Right.
It's just interacting with people that are paid to do things, and like some people have the mindset, "Oh, it's their job."
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it is. It is my job to make food, to do this, and make sure that you have what you would like that we have.
Right.
It is not my job, and don't expect people to go, you know, to the frickin' limits
Right.
to please you, because they're not. They have so many more problems than just worrying about, the one nugget that wasn't in your meal.
Right.
Go home. All right, go home, eat a frickin' vegetable, sit down and think about it. If you're really yelling at people who are working customer service,
Right. If you're like, if you go through the line at McDonald's and you're like, you know what, these people cannot live on the money they're making, and they gave me 9 chicken nuggets, I'm gonna make sure the rest of their week is ruined. You just need to like do some self-reflecting.
Go home, do some.
And by the way, if you ask for 10, you get 9 nuggets. There's nothing wrong with going back around. You just need to take 3 breaths and realize that mistakes happen.
Hey, they're counting chicken nuggets.
They're counting chicken nuggets while 600 million other things are happening inside this McDonald's right now.
This is the background noise. Dunk, 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 king, king, dunk, dunk, king, 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 king.
Yeah,
the whole
like
time.
Fryers
The whole
screaming.
time.
It's so terrible.
I feel, and I have a buddy that works at McDonald's, which he said it's kind of boring, but it's not fun.
Of course,
No one has fun.
No one has fun at McDonald's.
No one has fun at fast food restaurants. I mean,
Or any minimum wage.
maybe
job
the
for that matter.
managers that make them miserable, but
Right.
just that was a long tangent. But just be nicer people, drive better. I mean, we really. This is, I think we'll call this episode the new you.
The new you.
Yeah, or the help guide.
Welcome to Knuckle Deep. We don't care what your problems are. We're going to tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, we don't care. We don't care.
We don't care at all. Yeah, but customer service people, you're doing great. And if
Thank
you're
you.
not, if you're, by the way, we did just talk about the customer.
Yeah,
There are some people who come into work and they're like, I'm going to make sure no one has a good day.
yeah.
And
yeah,
like that person at Annie Ann's. Like, dude,
If there's
no.
if there's a person just being, unreasonably rude to you when you're asking, or just having a conversation that is demanding nothing out of the ordinary, then you can absolutely light them up like a Christmas tree. You can free range, because everyone needs to blow up every now and then. Get it off your
Right.
chest, and then they might do it back because they're probably not great at being nice.
There's 2 sides to this social coin.
Yeah.
And
There's
finding yourself
Just-
in the middle is the best option.
if someone's being mean to you, just suck it up and go home. Don't be mean to anyone.
Yeah. If someone's mean to you, realize that's because they're a lesser person and they have problems that don't matter. That was not true.
No.
But you know what I mean.
If someone's mean to you, then just say, well, kill them with kindness doesn't work. Why were we taught that as a kid?
Yeah.
Kill them with kindness. Michelle Obama was like, when they go low, we go high. Okay.
Michelle Obama was like, you know how I took your straw hat away? Yeah. Be kind to people, even though you don't get to have
Yeah,
awesome.
you know how you used to have burger and milkshake a day in grade school? Well, here's some tater tots.
Well, be nice to your bullies.
Yeah, here's some tater tots that could be shot out of a 55 caliber handgun.
55 caliber handgun. That's a thing.
No.
But yeah. Oh man, I miss straw hat. You know what straw hat is?
Yeah, of course.
the
It's
Fritos and ground beef.
No, have you had it's just like the hamburger helper. It's straw hat, and but instead of the shredded cheese, it's this like chalky cheese sauce and the like the foil bag, that comes in like a Velveeta shells. It tastes great.
Do you remember well, for you listeners, Braden and I have been friends for a long time, but we didn't go to the same middle school or, school, really any school before high school, but we didn't go to the same one.
Really?
Shut up. Did you ever have the rectangle pizza?
Yes.
I have
with the mini rectangle pepperonis on top.
I have yet to find a piece of pizza that is as tasty as those were. Okay, maybe that's not true.
All right, guys, and that's a wrap on the episode for today.
I remember them being so good.
Yeah, that's because you were at school and you just got You know,
You left. You walked in the school and the walls were gray, and you got in your classroom, and then there was the alphabet on the ceiling,
Yeah.
but everything else was gray. And then you're like, look at this nice
pizza.
this meaty sauce covered pizza.
You know why I think school lunches tasted so good? Because you were thinking about recess the whole time.
Yeah.
Or
You're
just
like,
nostalgia.
if I inhale this like a vacuum, I can go play basketball.
But also, like, the farther you are away from things, the better they look. The same goes with time. 20 years
Yeah.
down the road, you're going to think that party was cooler than you thought it was. Like, oh, yeah, your wedding was a great time when you actually just cried in the bathroom at the wedding,
I don't think what you just said made sense, but I get what you meant.
Okay.
I get what you meant.
I don't really know if it made sense. I'm a man of analogies that usually leave you confused.
It's a good man to have.
One thing we can talk about for a few seconds. This is my message to you. And this
To
is
me?
not you,
Oh.
to the world. COVID isn't going away. Stop acting. If you think it is, it's not. If you have people that that think it, that it's going to go away, just don't talk to them. People who you don't agree on with COVID anymore, stop the conversation. Nothing's going to change. This is a problem we can't fix, guys. There's nothing we can do. People that don't want to get vaccinated aren't going to get vaccinated. People that don't want to wear a mask aren't going to wear a mask.
Here's my super cynical worldview that might get me in trouble.
Okay.
I am vaccinated fully. I'm fully vaccinated. It wasn't that bad. I didn't feel sick or anything. Obviously, that's not the case for everyone.
Right.
It used to be wear a mask before the vaccines were out. Wear a mask because some people are more affected than others by COVID.
It's a courteous thing to do.
And that was before anything could really be done about it other than putting a mask on. But now it's
wear a mask.
Wear a mask because lazy Republicans don't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
It's not just Republicans also.
I am absolutely not ignorant to the fact that some people have underlying health conditions that could conflict and possibly lead to severe health reactions with the vaccine.
And there's people are going through treatments and stuff.
Yeah,
there's medicine that can kill the vaccine.
Right. And in that case, obviously, if someone was like, hey, I can't get the vaccine, could you wear a mask? I'd wear 3. Whatever. I'll do whatever I can to make sure you're comfortable with what it is. But if I go in there and they're like, I'm not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. And I'm like, oh, yeah, why is that? And they're like, well, because Joe Biden's love juice was in there. And I'm like, congrats.
You know what I would say?
No one likes
well,
you.
that's funny because I have track cleats on right now, and I think I need to make your face look like a piece of Swiss cheese.
Oh, my God. Okay, but, all jokes aside, it sucks. And it sucks so
bad.
So bad.
It sucks so bad.
But if you are in an area where high delta transmission is occurring, I guess wear a mask if you're vaccinated, even though you're only doing it because not because Billy Bob Joe Sandra Alex Man from the trailer 6 houses down,
Tennessee.
Yeah, not because he thinks Joe Biden's
love juice.
Big Joe Biden's love juice is in there. Do it for Helen, your lovely 70-year-old neighbor who brings you apple pie every Wednesday, who has an underlying health condition.
Yep.
You do it for her, not for Billy Joe Bob Sandra Alex Man, who doesn't want the love juice.
It's crazy to me because it's like COVID is something that was put on society. And now
by the government.
Well,
you want to get in my big truck?
Yeah. You want to go to the shindig, get them COVIDs? Sorry if you're Southern.
I'm not.
That's not a Southern accent either. It's just stupid American accent.
It's the boop 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 accent. Boop skiddly hiddly.
Yeah. Do-do-do-da-da.
Anyway,
God. No. Okay. So. Yeah, Mother Nature was like, hey.
You guys are kind of messing me up right now.
Mother Nature's like, hey, guys. So.
Stop.
You guys are really going to like this. I've worked on this new virus, and it came from a bat, and it is going to ruin everyone's life. And
this is for all those gender reveal parties.
Yeah. What virus is it? What are the symptoms? Okay, so it happens, and the world is obviously just ripped down to the
Well, the humans. The world's blossoming
yeah.
because humans aren't ruining it.
Yeah.
But
So it's up to society to handle it. Obviously, governments.
sadly, governments.
They're a part of society. So the governments are, supposed to take charge, lead people. They're trying. Governments can only do
some
so
of them
much.
are.
Governments can only do so much. But I'm at shock by the true selflessness of some people. The actual good that COVID has shown is that if you know someone in the medical field, not like a chiropractor, but like a nurse.
Yeah, dude. Chiropractors aren't real doctors.
Um,
That's a joke, by the way. If you're a chiropractor, please, I need your help.
but just thank them. I mean, they've had to change. I mean, we all have, but they are in the only field that is solving this problem. So
I don't know. The baby powder company Johnson & Johnson are working really hard.
yeah, on hearts. But I don't know. I just think we've looked at everything bad that's happened from COVID. Yes, there are more than good. But what have we gained? We've learned that the U.S. government can give out a lot of vaccines. And that, to me, that makes me pretty happy. The U.S. made the vaccine. The U.S. Biden promised.
I don't know if that's true. That the United States.
Well, not U.S. companies made.
Right. Or at least
They
not
are
the United
they are
States
international
alone.
companies, but it is American-based companies. I would say.
I think.
Sure. I don't know.
Whatever.
But
it was made. Maybe
gave
here,
it-
maybe not.
the American government has been able to give it out. I mean,
Right.
we have shots out there waiting for people to come get them.
Yeah.
Biden made a message, wanting local governments and small state governments, whatever, to give out $100 to every person who gets a COVID vaccine, both rounds.
Yeah.
Do you want $100?
Yeah, $100.
And so, and he said he would put 100 million shots in everyone's arm. And
Everyone gets 100 million
No,
shots.
I'm not like.
You become
I
a
am-
syringe.
Do not get me wrong. I am not sitting on Daddy Biden's lap right now because I don't. If you like presidents, then you have a problem. Because they're all bad people. Newsflash. But we can do this. We are completely
this.
capable of handling this problem.
Yeah.
And just be patient and realize that you're not going to be able to convince anyone the way you feel.
Otherwise,
You
yeah.
can't. And mainly this topic, it's so polarizing.
It is.
We've all had our own trauma related to
Right.
it. That's why. So you can't try to force. It's just going to make it worse.
Yeah,
Now,
it's just a sensitive situation.
yeah, with other subjects, there are clearly ways to prove them wrong and help them learn.
Right.
But this is not one of those.
Right. And
So-
by the way, we make jokes about this topic and about pretty much everything because that's
Yes.
kind of the whole point. But if you're listening, Billy Bob Joe Ginger Alex man, from the trailer 6 houses down, dude,
I think that was the person driving in front of me earlier. Then
you picked a really good country to live in because you are absolutely
Didn't pick.
allowed to have that opinion.
Freedom.
And
yeah,
but that's the thing. Just like anyone listening to this does not have to respect or agree with.
Yeah.
No one has to
listen.
agree with or respect your opinion. And if you start, you get in a conversation with someone about this, getting angry never helps anything.
No,
You know what I mean?
one crazy thing, and this is why I love TikTok.
Okay, this
is
is taking a turn, but we can keep going.
I'm sorry. It's about that though. It was this lady. It's this older lady.
How old are we talking? Ballpark.
Ancient, like
80s, late 80s,
Not-
90s.
maybe up.
Okay.
So
Very old.
I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw this TikTok. It's this old, wonderful, sweet couple just giving out life advice, and all of their advice is incredible. Is absolutely like
Do you have like an example or something?
it's like a lot of it is about relationships, and it can be applied. It's like, but they make these videos, and they are really inspiring, and they just truly, they're so out of touch, I think, with the social media, that they actually have a true connection. They actually care for the people that are following them. And so she'd made a TikTok of her first time meeting a follower in public, which she's just freaking out because she's probably never in her life been recognized, you know, outside of someone that she knows, or that
Right.
she knows through some. And so that alone was probably really awesome. And then this lady, the older lady asked this fan that she met, "Do you have any advice?" And this is the best advice I have ever heard in my life. So
I'm prepared.
if you're struggling in any capacity, it's hard to tackle the whole problem, but a great place to start, and this is always a great place to start, is to realize that you want to shoot for being calm. You want to be calm in your life. You want to be able to sit down and relax,
Mm-hmm.
not freak out. You want to be able to deal with situations calmly. You want to be calm. Calm doesn't mean sad, doesn't mean happy. It can, but
You can
calm,
be angry and calm.
right? And calm only exists where? The present. That's the only place where you can have emotions. And if you're looking for calm, it's only going to be, in the present, in your current, where you're sitting. So the more you stop thinking about things you've done, the things you can't, or the things you can do, we spend so much of our life either wishing it away, oh, I can't wait to get through this week. Don't. There's always a good part of your day. There's always a good part of your week. And this lady was just like, I've learned, because she's working on herself too. I think we all should. Everyone does. And she said, all I've started with is focusing on the present,
Yeah.
the now, the calm.
Yeah.
And ever since that, it is literally something I think about every day. It's easy to get worked up over stuff, and I'll just kind of sit back and just think, yeah, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm fine.
Right.
It's going to be okay. And I think I really like that advice. I know I kind of got serious and
Yeah.
sad there, but I think it's good advice, and I wanted to share it.
I agree. No, living in the moment is really hard to do, because it's so hard not to think about the future. I mean, not to get sad,
Right.
not to get, like sad or whatever in this moment, but when I was really young, I had separation anxiety, really like bad separation anxiety. Every time I'd leave my mom, I'd freak out. I don't have that now, as I'm
Well,
sitting here
I'm
with my
kidding.
friend Braden and at his
Well,
house.
I mean, your mom's right over there.
That's
No,
not
I'm just-
true. I used to have bad separation anxiety, and but also I used to have like not existential crises, but like I used to think about what will happen in the future. Like, if this is how I feel just going to school and I can't see my mom, what's gonna happen when she dies, or God forbid something ever happens and we don't live with each other anymore, or whatever. And obviously that's not the case. I still live with and I still love my mom, and that'll always be the case. Well, living or loving, of course,
Yeah.
you get it.
Yes, I do.
But having those issues at such a young age was both a curse, obviously, because wasn't too fun when I'm like 8 and I'm like, where's my mom? I'm freaking out. But now I'm 18. I'm turning 19 in like almost 10 days, and I've learned to live more in the moment. Every once in a while I'll have an intrusive thought like, oh,
Yeah.
what if something happens to my mom, or what if tomorrow is when a meteor hits the earth? And it's like, dude, that doesn't matter. That's a bridge you'll cross when you take a step on the plank of wood that it's built out of.
Exactly.
Like, it's not, and of course, I have to talk about, it's obviously way easier said than done. You know, intrusive thoughts are something more people struggle with than I think some people realize.
Yes.
But like those intrusive thoughts, you know, and they're hard to stop, but you just got to try your best. I mean, that's pretty, you know, a cringy way to look at it, but
because sometimes you'll just be driving or something, and out of nowhere, it's just like, well, what if the earth ripped open and took your family with them, and you're like, why did I think that? And then your mind's racing.
Right. But that's when you got to like think about
Breathe.
it. Yeah.
Breathe. Think.
Right.
Think
out. About the earth opening up like Pac-Man. Like,
because
that's gonna happen.
I don't know why the human brain always dives straight into something like topic, get in the middle of it, figure out what's wrong. We never.
It's never a step by step.
Like, someone explained this to me. This is also I have another piece of advice. I forget. I think this was actually from a customer. And he was just going on this long rant. And I remember not listening, but then he said, I'll give you a piece. At the end, he's like, I'll give you a piece of advice before I leave. And he said, a good cop and a bad cop, there's a difference. And I was like, yeah, I would imagine, as they have different adjectives.
As they have conflicting.
Yeah. Polar opposite kind of. One word, whatever. And so he's like, well, a good cop and a bad cop. I'm like, yeah, I got it. There's two. He's like, a bad cop will run straight in and go into the firefight. I'm like, all right. That sounds like a bad cop. He's gonna die. And he's like, but a good cop, he checks the perimeter. He looks around. He checks out for any weird things. Tries to be as safe as possible. Figures it out. Is already a step ahead when they're in the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that's how you have to tackle every problem you think about.
Yeah, man.
You can't just run straight in and think, I'm going to solve the problem. There's hostages. No, dude, go make sure there isn't like a creepy drugged out crackhead with a sniper on the other roof. Make sure stuff's looking nice.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Right.
But I get it.
But and it made sense to me because I loved it because I love a good horrible analogy.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but it made me think like, okay, yeah. I mean, they're not gonna send one cop to a bank robbery. They're gonna send a SWAT team and maybe the army. I don't know how that works.
I'm not the police.
Yeah, I don't do that. It's not my job. I make podcasts. But yeah, I think it's kind of a cool way to think about it.
I agree, and it kind of builds into the idea that I think not a lost art, but I think respect is something that's not thought about a whole lot anymore.
It's like the decency.
I mean, since you brought it up, the example of police officers, which I know is a hot button topic recently, but
really,
yeah, there's this guy, and but no, in all seriousness, people including me say, ACAB, like that's a movement. Of course, no one who says that, or at least no, smart
rationally thoughtful,
no rational thinking person actually thinks that every single police officer is a terrible person, because that's not the case. That would be like assuming all the apples in the basket are bruised because one's bruised.
Yep.
But
nice.
All right, Mr. Terrible Analogy Man. You don't get to come at me for that.
No, that was nice.
Anyway, but that's the thing. A good cop and a bad cop. A good cop has respect for every situation, because a good cop, or away from police, a good person has a respect for all of the things, items, people, inanimate objects in the vicinity when the problem occurs, because you don't know what the person you're talking to is capable of, what the situation could escalate to. And that's like, that I guess ties back to living in the moment, because if you truly live in the moment, then you're going to you have to be able to like use your thought process to think about
Yes.
things that could happen, which again is super tough and way easier said than done. And it's a crazy
Yeah.
world, I guess.
I do think, and that's why, I mean, yeah, when we put people in jobs, they're going to behave like people.
They're going to behave like human beings. Yeah.
And I'm not excusing,
Absolutely
not excusing any kind of misconduct by a police officer
No,
or anyone in their
no
job.
way.
But, we just have to contextualize things. We have to
Right.
give things context. When you're thinking about other people, context.
Right.
I'm not saying, oh, well, if a guy killed someone, you should probably think about it. He probably meant to, he probably had a good reason. That's not what I mean.
Not
I mean,
at all.
actually think about a situation.
But humans are just that.
Yeah,
They're
we-
humans.
We always look at stuff, and I feel like we're talking on. I hope you don't think we're talking on a high horse. We are.
I'm fat as shit and I'm stupid
Yeah.
equally as stupid.
And we all have our demons. We all have our burdens.
and
we
everyone
all
has
make
their
mistakes.
own opinion, by
Yeah.
the way.
We all
which is
have our own
completely
opinions.
fine.
Which, newsflash, you can be friends with people that maybe share different opinions on
Yeah.
certain things. But-
Right. This is getting a little
Yeah.
a little hit or miss with some of the things we're talking about. It's starting to get me worried, I'm not going to lie.
But
I think a nice blanket statement
Yeah.
over everything is have respect for the people around you,
yeah.
even though you don't know them, and not everyone wants to be a Republican or a Democrat.
Be an American.
Not where I was gonna go with
Be a
that.
human.
I was just gonna say be a human. You know, politics are important. They
are.
have their place, but not everything is political. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's why, and I think that can be now tied in with respect, especially since all the things that have happened with our previous
Crazy.
president,
Yeah.
and the current one, who's also,
Loose bolt.
a loose bolt. But it's just having respect for the people around you is so important, and I think some
Yes.
people just need to think about it a little bit more.
So
Me,
really,
myself included. I
absolutely.
more than probably most people let my emotions get the best.
If
of me.
you can't tell, we are projecting things we desire to work on ourselves. Things. Now with driving, me and August are great drivers.
we're
we don't need to
actually like
fix anything.
NASCAR drivers,
We don't
Formula
need
One
to-
drivers want to BS.
But we all have things we need to work on, and I think the way to start is loving more. It's letting go of the voice in your head that makes you have an attitude towards someone.
Right,
Let it go. You can make things enjoyable or
Mhm.
at least respectful.
right,
There's no reason. Yes, you have a bad day. Yes, you have to take away happiness from people. That's how it works. That's how humans work, guys.
it's
But-
just yeah,
Just live in the moment, breathe, think, respect, and give things context. That's all.
right,
That's all.
Right.
Just do that all the time.
yeah.
That's a
all the
long list,
time.
but
right.
let's all work on being
But,
better people.
yeah,
Let's all do it.
You don't have to take advice from two
No.
idiots.
You can also just be listening.
Live your life, and if you don't agree with anything we said, that's fine.
and thank you for listening still.
Thank you for still being here if you made it this far, because I know that got really,
Yeah.
all over the place, and I guess two-sided, really. I was going to say one-sided, but really two-sided, but
Yeah, I just think we always look at something from only, one set of eyes.
right. And both of us, I can speak for Braden here, I'm sure, we mean to be as respectful, through that whole conversation.
Yeah.
We mean to be as respectful as possible to any point of view. And, I think it's, not crazy to have your own opinions.
And I do like to think that I base all of my opinions off of how it affects people.
Right.
And that's it. I don't think about. I might cry, honestly, because it makes me so sad that people in this country just want to think about themselves all the time.
Yeah.
My money, my house,
My time.
my guns.
Okay. My
As an
guns.
example, my horse, my car,
My
whatever.
horse.
my income. Yes,
My
you have a
goldfish.
right to everything you have because you've probably earned it because you have it.
Because you bought it.
Right.
Right.
If you didn't earn it, go give it back.
That horse has a home,
Yeah.
and they miss the horse. Take the horse back.
But we always look at issues like, well, how's it going to affect me? No, how's it going to affect all of us?
How's it going to
'Cause-
affect the greater good?
Yeah. And
Which, again, by the way, when it's 11:40 at night and two similarly, thinking individuals get together, we're gonna agree on stuff. But
yeah.
it's again just like I've got so many thoughts. Just like intrusive,
so much going on in my head
just
right
like
now.
intrusive thoughts. It's easier said than done to
Yeah.
really think about the greater good and taking a risk that might not benefit you especially, but
Mhm.
benefit others. The human condition is a selfish condition, I guess. But
I just think this country would be a better place if we voted off of how we truly felt
if
morally.
we just bought more guns
Yeah.
and voted
No.
red, no,
But
I'm kidding.
Just think about your morals and vote off of that.
not. We're not gonna tell people how to vote.
No, I mean, not like like vote how you feel, not how you feel like you should vote. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like,
I think I know what you meant. Again,
it's
two
okay.
18-year-olds.
Yeah.
Just
I, 19.
I want to keep premising that we are both like just
Stupid.
freshly
so
adults
dumb
and
but
so
like,
stupid.
I do feel like we have something good to say. I mean,
We just want to make you smile.
yeah, I just want you to. I want everyone to just work on themselves. I want everyone to just realize that they are not alone. We are all doing the same exact thing,
Yeah.
just trying to get by.
That being said, sometimes cops can be cool. Black Lives Matter, and vote for who you want to
Yeah.
vote for.
Yeah.
Let's get into our annual, and by annual I mean
No.
semi-monthly, sometimes not that much, tier list. Let's branch out of this and let's get into our tier list. What do you say?
Yeah, that was okay. But before we go on, I feel like that was a great conversation. We covered a lot of topics.
A lot of topics.
But
I feel like we said every word in the English dictionary, but not in any specific order.
yeah, and like, yeah, you could sit back and think we're idiots because we are.
Because we absolutely
Yeah,
are.
but
We're probably
just-
stupider than you now think we are.
If you like what I said, then listen to it. I mean, I'm just trying to. I'm trying to share what I have heard that's helped me. That's all.
Right. I mean, I agree. Yeah.
Tier list.
Tier list.
Water this time.
Today we are ranking bottled water, and I'm willing to bet that Braden and I we're either going to agree on almost every single one, or we're gonna hate each other by the end of this.
Yeah. Are you keeping track?
Yeah, I'm keeping track. We
Gotcha.
have our first bottled water is Dasani.
You can start. I need a minute.
You need a minute?
I just need a minute.
Okay, Braden's tearing up over there thinking about the horse that guy stole and his shitty analogy. So, Dasani, I personally think Dasani is like drinking bottled air, and it just makes you thirstier, and it's terrible, and it's a ploy by Pepsi & Co. to make you buy more water.
Well, I will shed some light on that. I forget if it's a pH. There's some kind of level that's tested for tap water,
Right.
and they put these
It's
drops
supposed to
in.
be 7, I think, is
Right.
pH balance.
Maybe that's what it is. And they drop it. They put the drops in. The water changes color. Every time Dasani is put through this test, it is like in the toxic area. Like it's just not good to drink. And like people have just straight up made. This one guy made a video, so no one thought it was fake. He made a video of. He just took a vlog of him buying the bottle of Dasani water, leaving the store with it, opening it so you hear the crack, putting the drops in, and you see, oh my god, this is radiation. But like, yeah, Coke puts salt in there. It tastes bad. Stupid.
It's not good. It just makes me feel bad. Okay, well,
One.
I'm gonna a 1. I'm gonna rank Dasani like a 16, because if I was in the desert and someone gave me a bottle of Dasani, I'd
Oh
be
yeah, I'm
happier
drinking
than
that up.
drinking nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink Dasani if someone gives it to me.
Right.
I'm not gonna like it.
Next we have Nestle bottled water.
The Nestle Pure Life.
Yeah, the one you buy in the big pack.
So good.
It is not.
What?
Mm-mm. Well, okay. It's good like when you open it and when it's cold. It tastes like metal once it's become not cold anymore.
Yeah, but you
And
know
also,
when
I'm
you
pretty sure Nestle's like a pretty dodgy company
I
when it comes to a lot of things.
yeah, they make a good crunch bar though.
They do. I can't deny that.
Well, I mean, have you ever like you drink one that's room temp, like hasn't been affected at all, just sitting. It's thicker.
I
You
think
know
I
what I
agree.
mean? Like
Yeah,
when you, and that could just be a temperature thing, maybe. But
maybe, but
it's always with that kind of. It's that, and it's just it. Maybe it's that and just some other brands. But like you drink it when it's room temp, you're like,
it also can go down like so quick when it's
Yeah,
room temperature.
that's true.
Like I could chug.
You can slam a whole bottle.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
gone.
yeah. I'm gonna rate it a 23,
I'd give it a 70.
a 70.
Mm-hmm.
I would drink a million Nestle water bottles before I would drink
Yeah.
one Dasani
I could
bottle.
easily-
Based solely off of the water and not the way that Nestle runs. And I guess we can tie this in. Ice Mountain. Did you know Ice Mountain is owned by Nestle? Did you know that? I Googled that. I Googled and then proceeded to only go off the answer that Google gave me, but I'm pretty sure that I have heard that Ice Mountain is owned by Nestle. Are you as mind blown as I was?
But Ice Mountain's so much better.
I know.
It's like the best.
Yeah.
It's like the best, most basic water you can get.
Yeah.
Like anywhere. Like that's the go-to.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Ice
at
Mountain is
work, I
awesome.
always buy a gallon Ice Mountain jug and slam the thing
Yeah.
because it's
I'm giving it an 85.
yeah. I'm giving it an 85 also.
Yeah.
That is a perfect number for that.
Ice Mountain is a great
Nestle,
water.
what?
Again, it's a great water. Cannot speak on the viewpoints or actions of the Nestle Water Company or Nestle.
They do know
brand.
how to make Ice Mountain water.
Yes, they do. Okay, the next one on our list is Evian. Have you ever had Evian water?
Yeah, it's good.
It's really good.
It's expensive.
It is way overpriced. I mean, it's a
Fiji-
water bottle, so it's not like it's $5, but it's we're not there yet.
I
Don't
know.
talk about
I
that
just-
one. Evian is overpriced, and it should be the same price as like a bottle of
Well, it's not because it's it's yodeled to while it's bottled.
Yodel too.
It's so dumb. Like I think there's monks up there that bless it every bottle.
Monks. Yeah,
I don't know what is so special. It's just from the earth.
right,
I don't care if you have to fly it here. Let me drink it.
right. Just because the bottle has like a mountain range on
Yeah.
it, like made into the
That's
plastic.
so also like the biggest waste of plastic. Like, hey, I know there's mountains on the label, but you can feel them when you're drinking too. Like I don't care.
I'm gonna give Evian a 65 because the water's really good.
It's
It's
just
just
overpriced.
stupid. The whole idea.
I'll give it a 50 because I'm buying the cheapest water.
Yeah,
I mean, it
unless
doesn't.
it's Dasani. Like
Yeah,
if there's
yeah.
another option, I'll get that.
Well, it's never the cheapest water. One bottle, you can get. You can probably go to Disney World and spend $14 on a 3-ounce bottle of Dasani.
yeah. Speaking of Dasani, this next one is kind of like Dasani, and maybe it's not even worth
Oh,
rating.
no.
But Aquafina. What do you think? You go first. I've been starting most of them.
Who asked for this?
We
Like-
had to get Aquafina for my sister when she moved into her new house because they didn't have any Nestle water bottles or
Mhm.
really any other. They were like all out of water. And we had to get Aquafina, and I was like, I'm glad I don't live here.
It's just that one bottle of water that's always with the sodas. That always costs as much as a soda.
Yeah.
That's in the same bottle as the sodas,
It's just water, though.
which are always just harder plastic for no reason.
yeah.
You can put carbonated things in different plastic, but
Yeah.
screw you, Aquafina. There's no reason for you to exist. Where are there people out there that drink this
Like,
by choice?
Yeah.
Like they go out and get a 24 pack of this every 2 weeks. I highly doubt it.
yeah.
It's
I'm giving it
probably-
a 2 because that's one more than what you gave Dasani, and I do think it is slightly better than
I'll
Dasani.
give it a 2 then also.
a 2. Well, that one's definitely not going to win.
I just don't
Okay.
get it.
Now for the absolute hydration powerhouse
Oh my god.
that is Core Hydration.
Core Hydration is the best bottled water that you can buy. It's affordable. You always get a large amount for like
I
$1 or $2 or
Right.
$3.
I have I have the biggest commercial bottle of core water I have ever seen sitting next to me right now. We got it at a gas
It's got to
station.
be the biggest one they have.
It is 44 fluid ounces. It is almost half a gallon, but it's also in a reusable shaped water bottle.
Yeah.
It's not like in one of the giant
Super-
jugs.
Yeah.
And I will be using this water bottle for like the next week. I promise you.
And
I'm giving Core the highest possible. It's the winner. It's tonight's winner,
100.
but we'll have to pick a second realistic winner.
100. I'm giving it
100. Yeah,
100.
it
I drink.
gets 100%.
Well, it all started because they got the core water at work, and they
Yeah.
were nice big bottles, so we started getting those.
Mhm. And they're super affordable.
Yeah,
For
like
a-
how much
for-
was that? How much was
I
that?
I think this one was $2.99
Still for half a gallon of
for
cold,
20
amazing
ounces
tasting
off
water.
half a gallon. Yeah.
This water, it's perfectly pH balanced, purified water.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to tell me, I don't care. It tastes good. I don't care what you put in the water, what pH, what electrolytes, whatever the alkaline level is. I don't care.
And they also make, at least according to their label, their
Yeah.
bottles are all made of recycled plastic.
Yes. Good on them.
And they're cool looking. Like you could refill this. That I think that's a thing that a lot of water companies miss out on. Is not a lot of water companies look good. Like their bottles don't look good refilled. You know what I mean? This looks like, and you can just get like a knife or a razor blade and cut the plastic off on the outside and recycle the plastic on the outside, and then you just have a clear water bottle with a cool blue cap.
Yep.
Like Core is unbeatable by any other water brand.
And it definitely feels like the kind of plastic that you can reuse without getting cancer. You know?
I do
'Cause
know
there's
what you
some,
mean.
you know,
Yeah.
you get a Nestle Pure Life bottle, you're putting that thing in the recycling immediately after you drink it.
Right. You finish it and you're like, oh wait, if I sneeze on this bottle, it'll crunch.
It'll disintegrate into the atoms it's made up of.
Okay, Core Water, cleared winner, but we do have to pick a next actual winner. I have I have 4 more.
All right.
And then that'll be it for our show tonight. The next one we have is Smart Water. I think Smart Water should be renamed to Really Stupid Dumb Water because it tastes so bad even when it's cold.
I like Smart Water.
I kind of thought you would.
Yeah.
I
I
got
like-
emotional. I don't. It's like way better than Dasani and Aquafina.
Yeah.
But it's just like it seems like such a I wouldn't want to have a conversation with Smart Water because they'd be like, "Did you know that E equals MC squared? Because I'm smart water."
Did you know Albert Einstein once sat on this water?
That's why it's so.
Smartly.
Every bottle of Smart Water has an atom of Albert Einstein's toenail in it, and that's why it's so smart. Did you know that? I actually googled that. It's not. I made that up. But I'm gonna give Smart Water a 32. No, let me look at what we have. I'm gonna give Smart Water a 70 because I think it's better than Evian.
Okay. Smart Water, it's overpriced.
Definitely overpriced.
It's called Smart Water because there's some kind of balance in there that's good for you, apparently.
It's literally just water.
Yeah. It tastes okay. Like
Not
it
the
doesn't
best
blow my
taste.
socks off, but
And it's and even more so than Nestle, I think it tastes really bad when it gets to
Yeah.
room temperature.
and it's like at school I can get Dasani or Smart Water with my meal plan.
I would choose Smart Water.
Yeah.
Every time.
And like
And
they have the flavored ones too.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
They also have the thing that Core has in that you can reuse their bottles and they
Yes.
look not terrible.
Yep. So yeah, I'd give it 78.
78. I
Yeah.
can respect
It's
that.
not bad. It's not.
I can respect that.
I would definitely choose to drink it.
Next one is Better Smart Water, and by that I mean Life Water.
Okay.
More, I'm not going to give it, I probably won't give it as high a rating as I gave Smart Water because it's stupid overpriced because it has like a painting on it. Like it's
What's Life Water's deal?
I don't know. It's most of their bottles are shaped kind of the same as
Yeah.
Smart Water bottles. I think generally the water is better in
Yeah.
Life Water. I think it's overpriced.
It's also like just as expensive.
Something like
as-
that. It's overpriced. I don't know if it's more or less than
Right.
Smart Water. It's overpriced. And like I don't want to reuse a Life Water bottle because of the painting on it. Like I get it. It's cool looking, but like
Yeah, is that why it costs so much?
I
Because
don't know.
all the ink they've wasted on the outside of
Yeah.
the water bottle
Yeah, I
that
don't
I'm
know,
going to
because-
drink in 30 minutes.
yeah, I don't really get it why it's so
Yeah,
priced the way it
I
is.
guess. Yeah, you want to make your bottles look cool because you want people to buy them.
Right, that's
Which
true.
I wouldn't say. I mean, the core hydration bottles look cool, but their design
They
is
just have the logo and then information and then how much is in the bottle.
Yep. and the cap's cool and big.
Right. I guess I could.
That's
take,
definitely a complete waste of plastic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could definitely take some points off of Core for that plastic waste.
They have a normal lid and then an entire
yeah, just like a thing that goes on top of the regular
bowl
lid.
that they snap onto the lid, and it makes the bottle look cooler.
Yeah,
Um,
which
that's-
I guess could go into people being more likely to reuse it.
right. Okay, that's fair.
But like,
That's
it's
not
a waste of plastic.
Yeah, it is. But
Anyway,
Life
Life
Water's
Water.
kind of stupid.
I'm
I
giving
mean,
it a 66.
I think it's kind of a dumb market to get into. Water, there's enough of it. We got enough. We have all the. We
They
have
should have stopped at Core.
faucet. We have store water.
We have sink and
Yeah.
bottle.
sink. You can get it from your bathtub. You can get it from your.
If you drink water
Shower
from your bathtub,
head.
you're a snakester. Unless it's the only place you can get water from.
Unless you live in a bathroom only.
66. I'm giving it 4 less than Smart Water.
I'm gonna give it a 40.
A 40?
Yeah.
Understandable.
When I've had it before because I was like, ooh, everyone's drinking Life Water,
Yeah.
and then you drink it and you're like, oh yeah, it's water.
It's literally
It's
just water.
I just paid that
It doesn't
much for
it
water.
doesn't blow you away just like Smart Water.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're down to the two powerhouses that aren't Core because Core's the best water ever.
Okay.
Voss. I feel, and I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast, I feel like a bad bitch when I drink Voss. I feel so bougie with that perfectly cylindrical
Glass bottle.
well, glass is only for the sparkling.
Oh really?
But I think so. Whatever. It's so clean. The bottle is so clean, and I can give them props. Just like Core, it just says Voss water on it, or
Yeah.
like Voss purified
Yeah,
water or whatever,
Voss.
and then like how much it says. It's just such a clean looking bottle. If there's one bottle that, if we were basing this on reusability and also looking good, Voss would
Bingo.
completely win.
Yeah.
Because Voss water it just
Yeah.
looks cool with the gray cap and the clear bottle. It's nice.
Yeah, and
It's a
you
nice look.
and it's only about $40 per ounce.
Yeah,
so
it's only like
very
$900
affordable.
at the gas station.
It's completely affordable. You can get 24 packs of it for half a Bentley. I mean, it really is not that bad.
Yeah, I like Voss water is like good water.
Yeah, it tastes good.
It has a great
Totally.
taste. It is not worth the $3.49 I pay for.
Yeah.
Like if I don't think
The
I've
half
ever.
an hour of work.
Yeah, I have gotten maybe 3 bottles of Voss ever.
I've had
One of
one.
them is the big tall glass one
Yeah.
of sparkling water because I wanted to put it on my shelf. It has never been opened because I don't like sparkling water. But
I'll drink it.
no,
All right.
it's definitely like 3 years old.
Mm,
Well, I'm sure it's just regular water at this point, actually.
Yeah.
But
I'll drink it.
I'll give Voss like a 45 just because it's so overpriced. It's literally just water.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it a 45. Your opinion on Voss?
Yeah.
A 45?
Yep. Seems like a pretty good number there. It's tastes good. Great. I like that. I don't want to have to, make a budget every month.
I don't want to cut my foot off at the gas
Yeah.
station and be like, this is all I have.
I don't want to have to take a mortgage out to be not thirsty. That's
Yeah.
why.
Now, for the best water that is not core hydration, in my opinion, Fiji water. Fiji water? I think it's worth the price. It's so expensive, but I think it's worth the price. I love Fiji water. Your silence is scaring me, Braden. Please say something.
I don't like Fiji water. It's the only water that I've
so-
drank and been truly disappointed
You're
by.
so wrong. You're so wrong. I thought this was something we were going to like agree on the most, except for core. But I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
What are you rating it? I'm giving it a 98.
You're giving Fiji water a 98.
I am. It has forever been my
Okay.
favorite water until I found core. Then it got bumped to second. But
I think. I mean, it didn't taste bad. It was just like I've never had Fiji water, and then when I finally forked up the money to buy it, and I drank it, I was like, this tastes like not as good as core.
it's just dumb placebo, I'm sure, but
Maybe.
I definitely feel feel good when I take a drink.
Yeah.
And also I have a nostalgia thing with Fiji because we have not ever gone on very many vacations in life, but when we do, we drive because
Mhm.
flying's expensive. And well, I'll always get a Fiji water because and then it's just a nostalgia thing
Yeah.
for the most part for me. But I really like Fiji water. I think it tastes really good.
Okay. Well, I'll try it again, but for now, I'm gonna give it a 50.
That hurts.
Maybe I'll let you buy me a bottle of Fiji.
Just at some point.
Yeah, and I'll drink it, and I'll let
Okay.
you know if I've changed my mind.
All right. Well, that concludes our water bottle tier list.
And our
leaving core miles ahead of every other bottled water on the planet.
that's because you should drink core.
Yes.
Not a
Close
sponsor.
second. 140. I'm not gonna add these up just because we don't have time for that, and I don't care. It looks like second and third go to Smart Water in Fiji.
Nice.
Fourth goes to Ice Mountain, and
Okay.
fifth goes to Evian Water.
All right. And then sixth.
I think Voss,
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
based on these numbers that I don't want to add up.
All right.
And dead last is Aquafina with a whopping 4 out of 100. And then right
I'm
above that
surprised Dasani beat that
is
up.
Dasani with a 17.
Well, you can't win them all.
And Dasani will never win any of them.
No, that's because you're trash. I don't get how Dasani is still in business. I mean, Coca-Cola is still making Dasani is what I meant to say.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, thanks for listening to our bullshit for the last probably hour and a half. I don't even know how long we've been recording.
Yeah, around there.
And I appreciate you tuning in. Take everything that we've said today with a grain of salt. I do stand by Black Lives Matter. I believe that. You don't have to
Me
appreciate that
too.
opinion. But I stand by that statement that I made earlier. I stand by most of the statements I made earlier. I love you guys for listening. I'm sure Braden does too.
Yeah, just thank you for listening. Everything August said, I'm gonna act like I said that again. And then please listen to my brother's podcast, The Real Zodiac.
The Real Zodiac, spelled REEL.
He's a great podcaster. He's been doing this. I mean, he's been making different podcasts for a long time, and he's the one that made me listen to podcasts. He's the one. He's the guy that has inspired me in August. Well, me, to do the podcast. So, yeah, we loved recording with him. So it would mean a lot if you guys would go listen. Obviously, if you've seen the movie.
Episode of that's about the way back.
The Way Back. Yep, it'll be coming out
Soonish.
on August 7th.
Probably before this gets released.
Yeah, or the day of. We'll never know.
Yeah, we never know.
But
you can blame Braden for that, by the way. He
Yeah.
edits the podcast.
thank you guys so much for being here, listening to us.
And if you made it this far after listening to all the bullshit we said earlier,
you
give you a round of applause.
even if you like snakes, you're our favorite person.
Yeah. I appreciate you for listening. Braden does too. I can speak for him on that. And on that note, this has been Knuckle Deep with your two favorite fat cracker idiots. And I hope you guys have a great night.
See ya.